It's going to be a good one in the desert tonight. Houston ready to play its first game of 2017. Arizona 1-0 on the year. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Tucson. Alongside my partner, former San Diego State linebacker Kirk Morrison, I'm Clay Matvick, and this is a new era for Houston football as they try to get back to normal after Harvey.
Yeah, to quote Major Applewhite, their first-year head coach at Houston, life threw them an audible, and how do they handle it? We'll see what that looks like today for Houston.
They certainly have one of the best defensive players in college football in Ed Oliver.
Well, if we want to make a list on top college defensive players, Ed Oliver better be on the top of that list. I know there's Minka Fitzpatrick over at Alabama, Derwin James over at Florida State, but Ed Oliver is a disruptor. I can't wait to see this guy play. An All-American in his freshman year. We'll see what he's doing in an encore sophomore season.
Arizona had a great rushing attack last week. They were great last year, but this is going to be tough against that Houston defense.
Well, how do they find balance? That's what the question presented to Arizona. 500 yards rushing, but less than 100 yards passing. Can Arizona find balance today against a tough Houston defensive squad?
First meeting in a long time between these two teams. 1986 was the last time they faced off, and Rich Rod hopes that the rushing game is good again tonight. It certainly was in the season finale last year, but that was the only Pac-12 win for Arizona last year as they went 1-8. It's a big game for Arizona tonight as you look ahead to this season and start thinking where the win's going to come from. In week 2 against Houston, a real tough test.
Yeah, big tough test early on, but you know, if you want to figure out where your team is at, going against a team like Houston, a team that I think a lot of people don't talk about enough. Nobody wants to play Houston. We know what they've done, especially last year, you know, beating up on a Oklahoma team, you know, beating up the teams that people felt they couldn't compete with. No longer Houston. That's not a team that you want to play in college football.
Both teams showing support for the victims of Hurricane Harvey. There's the Houston helmet. And Arizona there showing support too. Getting behind all the folks in the Texas Gulf. And our hearts go out to everybody in Florida tonight too as Irma rages toward that state. It's been a tough start to the college football season. The hurricane season really impacting so many Americans. Lucas Haversick has it on the tee. Houston is going to receive. John DeLay and Dylan Burden are back deep. And we're underway. And Houston is going to start at the 25-yard line. New head coach, new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator. Houston fans excited to see how this all comes together. They're excited to see Kyle Allen, Arizona native, returning home tonight for his first college football game since November of 2015. The Texas A&M transfer bringing him out.
Yeah, it looks like we knew it was going to be a starter named Kyle for this Houston offense. And it's Kyle Allen getting the start here for the Houston Cougars. A new start, a new era in Houston football with Kyle Allen under center.
Dylan Burden starts in the backfield for Houston. Allen takes the snap, and he'll hand off to Burden. First play from scrimmage for 2017. It's got to feel good for Houston to be back to playing football. And Kyle Allen happy to be back as a starting quarterback in the FBS.
Yeah, you got an experienced starter in his junior season, and we saw what he did at Texas A&M early on his freshman and sophomore years, but they told me last year what Kyle Allen was doing for the scout team for Houston. They're really excited for him to be their starter this year.
This is Duke Catalon, a junior out of Houston, who led the Cougars with 528 rushing yards last year. Major Applewhite's looking for a stronger run game this season for the Cougars. Belknap made the tackle, and now a third down here for Houston. 3rd and 4.
That's the first third down call for Brian Johnson, the offensive coordinator, first year at Houston. Trying to figure out how he can stymie this Arizona defense that made a lot of mistakes versus Northern Arizona.
Four receivers. Allen on the draw is going to be dumped. Great start for this Arizona defense. And Houston's going to have to punt.
Terrific job by Kyle Wilborn, defensive end. He plays the stud position for Arizona, and a nice little TE stunt. The tackle went out, but the end went underneath, and Kyle Wilborn had a nice face full of Kyle Allen on third down. Terrific call by Arizona getting off the field.
Shun Brown, a 66-yard punt return touchdown last week. He's going to call for the fair catch here at the 32-yard line. And now we'll get our first look at the Arizona offense. Brandon Dawkins, very athletic dual threat quarterback out of Oxnard, California. 3 total touchdowns last week against Northern Arizona. No doubt he's got great feet, Kirk. It's the passing that's been an issue.
Yeah, they got to get it going early. And Brandon Dawkins is a guy, to me, that if he can get going, how do they do that? They do that by running the football early on. But for Arizona to be successful today, it's about what they do on the perimeter. Brandon Dawkins is going to have to get the football out quickly, but to the outside, the perimeter.
First play from scrimmage for Arizona. It's a handoff to J.J. Taylor. And not a lot of operating room. So bring up second down as DeJuan Hines, the inside linebacker, makes the tackle at Oliver Jr. That's the guy to keep an eye on tonight, number 10 for Houston.
Yeah, number 10 in the middle. It's not hard to miss him. He's a guy that's going to line up everywhere on this defense. Just looking at him out there so far, he's going to be an end, he's going to be a tackle, he's going to be everywhere.
After the loss of one, Dawkins keeps it himself, cuts it up, finds a lane up the middle, gets to the 40-yard line. Good run for Dawkins. There's that athleticism as Hines, the fifth-year senior, makes another tackle.
This is how Arizona gets his confidence going. They get him a nice couple runs, get him going early. That's how they get him to focus in early on and let it rip as a passer.
So it's third down and manageable now. Dawkins has time. Comes to the near side, but there's that pass that's too high. Intended for Shun Brown. We saw him overshoot some receivers last week against Northern Arizona. And he's incomplete here. It's fourth down and 3.
And that's unfortunate because you got a wide open wide receiver. I mean, you're not going to be able to block Ed Oliver all night long. And that time they had 2 guys on him. So when you have the opportunity to make a throw like that, you have to connect on. That's a missed opportunity right there. Brandon Dawkins missing a wide open Brown. It could have been a first down. Keep the chains moving.
Jake Gladden comes down to punt. And he shanked it to the near sideline. So Houston's going to have good field position when we come back to Tucson. No score here in the first quarter. Dylan Burden in the backfield for Houston as they start their second series. Decent field position at the 37. Both teams going 3 and out on their first possession. Here's a catch near midfield for Stephen Dunbar. And for the first time, Houston's into plus territory. Dunbar, the captain for the Cougars.
Yeah, Kyle Allen, his first start as a Houston Cougar, but tell you this, if you've got 2 wide receivers like Dunbar and go along with Bonner, you throw it up and let him go get it.
And now here's Allen airing it out, but he's way incomplete again, intended for Dunbar. Bring up second down and 10.
You know, how do you get Kyle Allen to just calm down a little bit? You know, I know he's excited. Your first start, you take a year off, you run a scout team for Houston, and now your first opportunity to let everybody know you're still the quarterback coming out of high school, rated number 1 back in 2014. So I know a little bit of nerves early on for Kyle Allen. See if he can settle down and settle into this football game.
Here's Burden. He's got a lot of running room. Dylan Burden, nice move. Inside the 15 and finally run down at the 11-yard line. There's senior Dylan Burden with a run of 33, and here's Houston knocking on the door.
Yeah, knocking on the door. Great pull by the backside tackle. Getting out in front. Nice little lane for Burden. And Houston right back on the ball.
First down and 10 from the 11. They'll keep it on the ground with Burden. And the running game for Houston, nothing special last year, but some good offense here from the backfield.
I think nothing last year, but Brian Johnson, you know, a disciple of Urban Meyer, he wants to run the football. And I think that's what we're going to see, a transition in the offense for for Houston this season.
2nd and 7. Allen, the keeper, making his way toward the end zone. Looks like he was stopped just short. Inside the 1. 1st down and goal to go for Houston, and a man's down for Arizona.
Little underrated part of Kyle Allen's game. Here's a guy that does have the wheels. He's got some athleticism, more known for a pocket passer. But I can tell you this, here's a guy that can lower his head, find a way to do things in which going to put some pressure on defense, I think, this year. So for Brian Johnson, offensive coordinator, you got a nice little weapon. Major Applewhite, another former quarterback in college football, excited to have Kyle Allen under center.
Duke Catalan in the backfield. Allen will hand off. And Arizona keeps Catalan out. Good job by this defense to hold its ground. Bring up 2nd down and goal.
The big thing for Arizona defensively is just do your job. Guys in their gaps and make the plays that are there for you.
Fenton Connolly on that last stop. Now the ball comes out. Looked like Arizona got it. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe Houston got it back. There's a battle for it on the turf. It's a big play early. Officials trying to untie him.
Houston dodging a
Houston
early.
Did dodge a bullet as Linnell Bonner got it back for the Cougars.
Yeah, this is a terrific job of just trying to make a play there. The Arizona defense didn't do enough of that last week. This time, just corral, get to the ball carrier. Kyle Allen not protecting the football, which is something that they've been emphasizing at Houston for their quarterbacks.
Allen sets in the pocket. He's going to fire toward the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Bonner. 4th down.
If you're Arizona, this is a win. Defensively, this is a win for Arizona. You keep Houston out of the end zone, and you allow your defense to make the plays that they didn't make enough of last week.
And how about Cruikshank coming back into the game defensively to help make that play? Incomplete, so 4th down. Novikov comes on for a 25-yard field goal attempt. We'll call it 26. Caden Novikov. The JUCO transfer and the first points for Houston here in 2017. Give them the lead on the road. The Houston players, after the Harvey disaster, helping distribute supplies to the victims. And we ask that you please donate to the Red Cross. They still need help for the victims of Harvey. And of course, the Red Cross is going to need a lot of help after Irma goes through in Florida. We know it's going to be a disaster there. And Arizona is going to start at the 25. Houston has a 3-0 lead after a 9-play, 55-yard drive and a field goal. Dawkins out of the gun on 3rd and 6. Caught downfield. And this is going to be a 1st down for Arizona's Sean Poindexter, the senior from Peoria, Arizona. That's a gain of 15.
Man, if you're Arizona, you're excited about this play because you're getting your quarterback, Brandon Dawkins, on the run. You're changing the launch point, and that's how he's going to be more effective in this football game. Not in the pocket, but getting out of the pocket, making plays.
Dawkins with the pitch to J.J. Taylor, takes a hit, stays on his feet, and gets ahead to the 45-yard line. That's what they're talking about from Taylor. Redshirt freshman, he gets to the outside. Taylor broke his ankle in week 4 here against Washington last year and redshirted. They really like number 21.
Yeah, the key word, they keep using is special. But here's another play for him, getting outside. This is a running game from Arizona. They like to start inside, but getting some success early on the outside. We'll see if they come back to that.
Pressure coming off the edge. Dawkins has time. Uncorks a pass. Deep. And Poindexter just missed bringing it in inside the 5. 3rd down.
You get opportunities like that. You're Brandon Dawkins. Just throw it up there and let it fall right in your receiver's hands. You don't get too many opportunities to block like that up front. That offensive line keeping Ed Oliver out of the backfield. Those are the plays, if you're Arizona, you have to make. You're not going to get those too many opportunities like that in this football game.
Third down and 9, just over 3 minutes to go. You see Oliver in the middle. He pins his ears back on third down. But Arizona's going to stay on the field as they move the chains to the 34-yard line. That's Tyrell Johnson, the senior from Fort Myers, who I'm sure is thinking about family and friends tonight.
Yeah, Tyrell Johnson, one catch more than he had a week ago, which is one. Last week, no catches, so getting him going early as well. Dawkins to Johnson, chains moving.
And that's going to make Calvin McGee and Rod Smith, the co-offensive coordinators, beam. But Dawkins can make a play like that. Here's Dawkins now running. He'll get a couple. Dawkins didn't throw much last week, Kirk, because they didn't have to. He was 7 of 13 for 89 yards and a touchdown. Houston wants to make him throw as much as they possibly can tonight.
Yeah, only 7 completions a week ago, only 13 attempts. And when you look at the box score and you say 500 yards of rushing, you would think it was Air Force, Navy, Army, but this was Arizona. They didn't need to pass last week. They're going to need to pass the football today if they want to win over Houston.
2nd and 8 off the play fake, incomplete. Intended receiver was Johnson, well covered in the secondary by Jeremy Winchester, one of the 2 new starting corners for Houston. And again, it's 3rd down for Arizona.
And if I'm Arizona, I'm finding number 10. He stood up before, and I'm talking to Ed Oliver. He stood up before. He's playing outside linebacker. He's playing inside. You got to find number 10 in a situation where you know it's a known passing down. Find number 10, and once you find and locate him, you throw the football.
3rd and 8, quick strike to the outside. It's complete to Cam Denson, but he's going to be well short of the 1st down. Good job getting to the football by Winchester and the safety Garrett Davis.
I'm not so sure if that was a know you're going for it on 4th down type of call. I would think that you would try to go to the sticks. I mean, a 3rd and long, you got to get to the sticks. You got to try to move forward. But I think this is a situation where they possibly thinking about it on 4th down, but now they run the field goal unit out.
Yeah, they're going to attempt a long field goal here. This is Josh Pollock, junior from Highland Park, Illinois. 2nd year as the field goal kicker. This is from 45. And how about that? Josh Pollock bangs it in. He had a long of 46 a year ago. From 45, he is good to tie this game at 3. You said it at the top of the broadcast, Kirk, the last couple of weeks since Harvey, you know, it's been audible after audible. Where are we practicing? Where are we staying? What are we doing next? And I think he's handled it very well. The guys have handled it very well.
He talked about chaos. This is what it is. It's chaos. How do you handle chaos? And he said, look, with Hurricane Harvey, these are life lessons that he's teaching his football players. Things are going to be thrown at you as adults and young adults, and you got to be ready to handle it. Get ready to move on, and that's why this Houston team was so excited to finally get into some normalcy. They said a week in which they started their normal practice this week. Tuesday, get out there and practice. Wednesday, get ready for an opponent. They were excited to be here today. So a lot of emotions for this team for the first time, really getting out there. I said hitting another color jersey besides their own.
Punt, field goal, punt on the first 3 series for the Cougars. They start this one from the 25. Dylan Burden, good burst on 1st down. He's going to pick up 8. And that UTSA game that was scheduled for last week for Houston, by the way, just this week announced that will not be made up this season. They just couldn't find any good options to make it up here in 2017. Burden again, 1st down, Cougars.
Establishing the run early, Houston. And this is something that last year, the running game was all through Greg Ward Jr., who is now off to the NFL. But the running game really came from the quarterback. It originated from the quarterback position. So far, it's the running backs taking over the running game this year.
Allen has time to throw. Reaches one out to Stephen Dunbar again. He makes a catch. Picks up 7 out to the 45-yard line.
It's going to be the Bonner and Dunbar show. When you have 2 seniors on a team, that kind of experience, you're starting to see the chemistry that I think that they've developed this offseason. Kyle Allen to those senior wide receivers, almost pitch and catch, knowing where the football needs to go on the outside. And you can see the way these wide receivers, they catch the football with their hands. They're not body catchers.
Now the first 15 minutes comes to an end here in Tucson. Season opener for Houston. Arizona in game 2, and we're tied at 3 after 1. Back in Tucson as we get ready to start the second quarter. ESPN College Football Primetime presented by Dr. Pepper. Second down and 3 for the Cougars. Allen on 2nd and 8, taking a deep shot downfield. There's contact, penalty flags, and it is caught inside the 15-yard line. Great catch for Keith Corbin, plus penalty flags on the play.
Yeah, I think this is going to be pass interference on Arizona. That time just out of phase, and this is where your Arizona, they haven't worked on this enough.
Number 2, defense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
That's a gain of 49 yards. Here comes Houston again.
Well, first of all, look at the throw by Kyle Allen. And he just threw it out there and allowed his receiver to go get it. And the one thing that Marcel Yates, defensive coordinator for Arizona, said, his young corners kept panicking last week. They panicked in passing situations with the ball in the air. And that time you saw a young corner in Burns panicking with the ball in the air.
Catalan gets to the 7-yard line before he's escorted out of bounds.
Now, if you're Houston here, you got to get a touchdown. I mean, you've been into this opportunities before, and you settled for a field goal, and you had a missed field goal earlier. You got to punch this one in. And if I'm Major Applewhite, my first big decision is I'm going on it. For all 4 downs, we're going to get a touchdown here. You need that kind of drive. Get the confidence going into this offense. And this is 4-down territory for this drive for me if I'm Houston.
Try to run it here on 2nd and 4. Catalan get to the 5-yard line, no further. 3rd down and 2 for Houston.
Opportunity here on 3rd down. I look at the wide side of the field.
Allen fakes the handoff. Screen. Caught. Touchdown, Bonner. Linnell Bonner, the senior, with their first touchdown of 2017 for the Cougars.
That's a good job by Kyle Allen. I mean, he saw he had a dirty box. And when I say dirty box, I mean too many defenders for Arizona within the tackle box. He makes the right decision by looking and saying, okay, I have better numbers to the outside. I look to the perimeter. I throw it out there, a nice little screen pass, and touchdown.
And Novikov tacks on the extra point. And Houston on the road takes a 10-3 lead here in Tucson.
Kyle Allen letting everybody know, I still can play college football. Opportunity, throwing one deep, let your receiver go get it, and then finding a play down by the goal line. Go ahead and get in there, Mr. Bonner.
8-play, 80-yard touchdown drive for the Houston Cougars. First touchdown pass of the season for Kyle Allen. Linnell Bonner with the catch, takes it in from 5 yards out. Get the sense that this Houston team is starting to settle in. And it's an emotional night for this team that has been through so much in the last few weeks. That pass is incomplete for Brandon Dawkins in the Arizona offense. 2nd down and 10. Ed Oliver, you know, he's had a busy night. Very aggressive defensively. You compare him to Donald, you can compare him to Ndamukong Suh, another great disruptive player for Nebraska back in his college days.
But I think it's more about Ed Oliver. You ask him about last year, he's like, I'm ready for this year. He's not thinking about last year. It's all about moving forward.
And Zach Green on the run. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. Look at the tackles for loss. That's the key number right there.
It's living in the backfield. That's what it is. If you're Ed Oliver, living in the backfield.
Catch close to the 1st down for the Wildcats. Grab made there by Tony Ellison, and indeed he did get the 1st down. We're going to move the chains. Garrett Davis on the covers. Couldn't stop him before he picked up the 1st.
Yeah, I would want to take another look at that spot. I thought Tony Fields got there right before they picked up the 1st down. Arizona did. you get a chance to take another replay, I would love to do that, but they call it a first down. You keep moving.
Dancing J.J. Taylor bounces to the outside. There he goes. Inside the 40-yard line. Finally, Houston is able to catch up to him at the 38. J.J. Taylor, the redshirt freshman who they think has star potential here in Tucson.
Yeah, he's got star potential. And you know who he reminds me of now when watching it? We've seen him in 2 games now for Ohio State, J.K. Dobbins. Similar size, similar height. J.J. Taylor, 5'6", 180. And the cutback ability, it's the jump cut, it's the vision, it's seeing everything happen in front of you and being able to react and get all the way to the outside. And that's why they're excited here about him, the redshirt freshman at Arizona.
And stay on the ground here with J.J. Taylor. There he goes again. Very elusive. Taylor to the 22-yard line, finally caught from behind by DeJuan Hines.
You can say, now you see me, now you don't. 5'6", 180. And J.J. Taylor's just hiding behind that offensive line, allowing the blocks to develop, and he's just cutting back, and there's nobody. He's coming out, we call it the back door. There's nobody there at the back door, and he continues to test the backside of the Houston defense.
Dawkins sprinting out. He's going to keep it himself and pick up a handful. Boy, Rich Rodriguez, Calvin McGee, Rod Smith, when they talked about Taylor yesterday, they were just beaming, and we could see why as Arizona gets inside the red zone here, down 7 with just over 3 minutes to go before halftime.
Yeah, they mentioned they starting getting this running game going because that's how their quarterback gets comfortable. So when the running game's going, that opens up the play action for Brandon Dawkins.
Dawkins off the play fake, goes to the end zone. Nice in. Did he catch it? Penalty flags down. That's incomplete for Poindexter, but there are markers down.
Here's markers down, and definitely trying to take another look at what happened with that pass. But we just mentioned it, the play action, the last couple runs by Arizona, giving Dawkins an opportunity to make that play.
Number 1 defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down. Correction, that was number 15. 1-4.
Isaiah Johnson, the cornerback, the converted wide receiver, called for the pass interference.
Yeah, they're calling pass interference, but I thought it was just both guys fighting for the football at the end. You got both guys kind of chicken fighting, hand fighting, you want to call it. Could have went both ways, but when you see that in the end zone, a lot of times they're going to call that on the defense rather than the offense.
Boy, a near touchdown catch too for Poindexter. Zach Green fighting toward the end zone for Arizona. 2nd down and goal.
Yeah, this is Zach Green territory. 5'10", 229 graduate running back. I'm going to give it to my big man. Let him get in the end zone.
And there it is. That is a touchdown for Zach Green, the Miami native. First touchdown tonight for the Wildcats. They're a point away from tying this thing up.
You got to be happy with that drive if you're Arizona. Drive down, and it was all the running game. It wasn't through the air. It was all runs. It was J.J. Taylor getting down into that red zone, and you get down inside the 5-yard line. That's when you hand it off to the big back, Zach Green. Get behind that offensive line, get a good push, move forward, and get in the zone.
8 plays, 75 yards. The touchdown for Green. That pass interference penalty against Houston's big as Paula comes on for the extra point. We're tied up with 2:22 to go before halftime.
Just get in behind that offensive line and just keep those legs moving, keep them churning. A little extra effort right there by Green, holding the football out. You keep getting behind the offensive line and push, hold the football out. Always scary down there because you don't know if the referee can see that football cross the goal line, but Green got it done.
That's Lucas Havrasik, big leg. He had 9 touchbacks last week for the Wildcats. Can't get it to the end zone this time. Leday has a chance for a return. It could be a big one. To the 40. There's one man to beat out there. John Leday tripped up inside the 20 by the kicker. Now check that, it's Mashik on the tackle.
And Leday is upset at himself. He had a touchdown. He had it, he knew it. He tried to set the block up, and that's just
Warning.
That's just middle return left. You start toward the middle and you cut out left. You make one guy miss and you go down the sideline. He tried to set the block up, and you got to hold on to it just a little bit, stay to the outside, and a touchdown saving tackle right there by Mashik, man. That's that could have been big for Houston.
Fighting off the block, Mashik to make that touchdown saving tackle, but still an 81-yard return for John Leday, the senior out of Port Arthur. And now here comes Houston with just over 2 minutes to go before halftime. They have all their timeouts remaining. The pass from Allen, caught in the backfield. Big tackle on Singleton by Scotty Young, the free safety.
Nah, that's just not a big tackle. That's being a big boy. That's Young. That's showing you I'm stronger than you. He gets out there and he's just more physical. Get out of my way. I want to make the play.
two guys down.
That's 2 for 1. You go tell to the sideline, I got 2 for 1 on that one.
Young beat out a veteran in Isaiah Hayes for the starting job. Now on 2nd and 15, caught in the flat by Linnell Bonner. He's going to get that 5 yards back and a couple more. So 3rd down and fairly long. Young again in on the stop for Arizona. 1:20 to go before half. Houston running the quick tempo. Caught. Burden. Nice move. Inside the 5, down to the 3. 1st down and goal to go for the Cougars.
We call this a quad set. A quad set is 4 wide receivers to one side, which actually 3 wide receivers and a running back. And that running back was Burden. And this time it's just Kyle Allen come to the line of scrimmage, and it forced Arizona to have to communicate. Not enough defenders over there, so it's an easy throw to make a couple guys miss, and you're inside the 5-yard line.
Off the big return by Leday, the Cougars trying to capitalize here right before half. Burden to the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Dylan Burden, one of the 4 senior captains, crashes in to give the Cougars the lead back. And Rich Rodriguez on that Arizona sideline, you can see he's a little ticked off that special teams play leads to a Houston lead.
Yeah, he's a little furious down there by the goal line. His defensive line didn't get any penetration at all. It was the push up front by Houston. If you're Rich Rod, yeah, I'm upset too. They just pushed us around, and you mentioned it. It was that kickoff return by Houston setting this touchdown up for Houston.
Caden Novikov, the extra point.
Halftime.
And we're at halftime here in Tucson. 17-10 Cougars in their debut of 2017, having the lead at the half. Chris Cotter, Chip Kelly, Jonathan Filma now in the studio. Welcome back to ESPN College Football Prime Time, presented by Dr. Pepper from Tucson, Arizona. Houston with a new head coach, new coordinators, new quarterback. First game of 2017, not too bad, leading 17-10 over Arizona on the road. Back here at Arizona Stadium alongside former San Diego State star Kirk Morrison, I'm Clay Matvick. Maybe the best player in college football, at least defensively, that we're going to see here in 2017. Ed Oliver sure showed up in that first half for Houston.
Well, he's living up to the hype. You know, I hadn't seen him live before, but watching him today, he has not disappointed. He's been all over the field, and it's not just for me. It's where he's lining up at. It's a 3 technique. It's a 1 technique. It's defensive end. He's standing up. He's all over the field, and he's blocking kicks as well. I knew he was going to be a disruptive force, but seeing him just push guys out of the way, the power that he possesses, get out of my way as he tries to get to the quarterback, and then watching him split double teams, that's what you expect from Ed Oliver, a guy that has a great first step. It's not one person can block Ed Oliver, and he's showing that today. This isn't just tape, I think, for Arizona. This is tape, I think, that everybody is going to see in college football, why Ed Oliver is so dominant. Each and every game, you better find someone, a couple hats to put on number 10 for the Houston Cougars.
He's been fun to watch. 6 tackles so far, 1 for loss. And his team has a 7-point lead as we're underway here now in the third quarter. Arizona, the football to start the half. Return to the 25-yard line for Tyrell Johnson. Penalty flags down, maybe a horse collar here on the tackle.
Personal foul, face mask, number 1 kicking team. That 15-yard penalty will be forced from the end of the play. First down.
It's actually a face mask against Houston.
I think they could have got
Davis.
both. They could have got both a face mask and a nameplate. They go with the face mask, but he had the nameplate in one hand and face mask in the other.
Dawkins, flush from the pocket, climbs up. He's going to run. He's got the first down. Ball came out at the end. Ed Oliver knocked it loose. Houston says they have it.
I was waiting for the impact play, and that may be the impact play. We'll see if Houston is able to jump on this football, and I think that they do.
Yeah.
It's Ed Oliver making the play.
Covered by the defense. First down, Houston.
Alexander Myers, number 18, recovering it for the Cougars. Turnover, Arizona here in the opening moments of the second half. First turnover tonight for either team.
We always talk about Ed Oliver, the get-off. We talk about the athleticism, but we got to talk about the will and the want-to. He's rushing the passer, okay? He's double-teamed, but does he give up on the play? No, he goes out and he makes a play. He goes out, knocks that football out of Dawkins' hand. That's a turnover. See, that play right there, that's the play I'm showing to my team. That's will, that's want-to, that's determination. And when you're a bad man like Ed Oliver, you go ahead and you show what you got. Wow, give him a little something, Ed.
After a strip by Oliver, a fumble recovery by the Cougars. This is Catalan on the carry on first down. A good run out close to midfield. There's a flag down behind the play.
Yeah, they're going to get a hold on the backside for the seal that allowed that run.
Personal foul, face mask, number 99 defense. That 15-yard penalty will be forced from the end of the play. First down.
That's nose tackle Derek Bowles, the junior from Jamaica for Arizona.
Yeah, I saw the play where the flag come down on the backside, and I thought it was a hold. But it's actually Bowles getting that hand up and getting near the face mask right there. You got to make that call every time.
Third penalty against Rich Rod's team here tonight. First down from the 36. Catalan for Houston. Now, it's a really big series for both teams. Kind of feel like the game, the direction of this game is hinging right here. Kyle Allen is the quarterback now for Houston. On second down and 5. The give to John Leday, who's had a good night. And he's going to be wrapped up by Luca Bruno, who just came in to spell Derek Bowles, who limped off the field. So now big third down. What are you looking for here, Kirk?
The same thing. It's Kyle Allen seeing what the defense gives him.
They give him a screen. Dylan Burden gets tripped up. Jace Whitaker with a nice open field play from his cornerback spot. No gain, and Arizona forces fourth down. Now a decision here for Major Applewhite.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to go for it here. You make that call, the hurry up. You say, hey, we got 4 receivers. They didn't cover down. I think he may call timeout here.
3 receivers to the right. Allen looking to the sideline. Time to throw. Cox fires over the middle, and it's picked off. Intercepted inside the 5 by Demetrius Flanagan Fowles. Already his 3rd pick of the year.
You mentioned Demetrius Flanagan Fowles, and last year only 2 interceptions, his 3rd interception of the season so far, and he's just playing center field. You know, he's playing baseball. He's a center fielder, watching the quarterback's eyes, and Kyle Allen tried to look him off, but when he brought his eyes back to the receiver streaking down the middle of the field, Fowles just followed him and stepped right in front. That was a bad pass by Allen. I think that's one he wishes he had back.
Yeah. First turnover of the year for the Houston Cougars. And now Arizona has trouble with it as Brandon Dawkins turned to hand it off. Ball is loose. It is recovered. That is a safety for Houston. What a turn of events. Arizona thinking Arizona with a takeaway, but then the fumble in the backfield. The right tackle, DeBeer, recovered it for Arizona in the end zone. And he is tackled there for the safety.
And that's on Brandon Dawkins. That's the quarterback. He just drops that football. He's got it in his hands, and he fumbled the exchange. And if I'm Rich Rod, I'm upset, because you expect your quarterback to hold on to the football, take care of the football, how precious that ball is. And that's the kind of play that changes the tide of a game. You're up, you just make a big play defensively with the interception from Fowles, and you give it right back to Houston.
Second turnover tonight for the Wildcats. Wow. Now Houston off the free kick. Going to get it back in the hands of Kyle Allen, who just threw a turnover moments ago. Now it's 19-10. Houston as Leday brings it back. 8 penalties now against Houston. Allen rolling out, nothing downfield. So it'll be 2nd down and long for the Cougars. Major Applewhite has done a great job assembling a very talented young coaching staff. As offensive coordinator Brian Johnson, we talked about, just 30 years old.
He said he wanted youth and wisdom. That was his words. Major Applewhite said, I wanted youth on my staff, but also wisdom and guys that help me for things I don't know. They can help me out.
Mark D'Onofrio, the defensive coordinator, also a young, talented head coach in the future, you think, as Catalan takes it to the sideline. And now 3rd down and long. You know, Houston has produced some pretty good head coaches in recent years, and Applewhite now the latest to run this program.
Yeah, the one thing he's learned in his rise to being a head coach, remember, he's been a graduate assistant, quarterbacks coach, offensive coordinator, assistant head coach, and he says what's helped him out is learning how to build a staff. And, you know, playing quarterback at Texas under Mac Brown helps you out tremendously.
Out of the flat to Catalan, he is cut down. It's going to be 4th down as Arizona's Dane Cruikshank makes the stop to force the Cougars into a punting situation here with 8.5 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Clay. It was the penalty, the pass interference offensively by Corbin for Houston that pushed them out of attack mode. And I expected that from Houston. Remember, this is their first football game they've played in 2017. So there's going to be some mistakes, things they can learn from. But those are the type of penalties that can kill a drive, especially when you're trying to put your foot down on Arizona.
Fair catch called for at the 13-yard line by Shun Brown. Off the good punt by Dane Roy that sails 46 yards. We're in Tucson. Houston leading 19-10 on the road. There's Ed Oliver, the leader of the Houston defense. The Cougars playing their first game of 2017. Last week's game canceled. He has affected this game here tonight. Arizona gets it back. First down and 10. Dawkins throws it out to the near sideline. Good move by Shun Brown after the catch. He'll get out to the 30 and 32-yard line. A gain of 16 for Brown. First down for Arizona, down 9 with 8 minutes to go here in the third.
It's getting Brandon Dawkins on the run, and that's how he's going to be effective. It's not him standing in the pocket and eyeing down his receivers. It's more of him running, finding open areas to set up and throw from.
He'll throw again. What a good move after the catch for Brown. And it's another first down. Back-to-back first down receptions for the junior from Shreveport, who led Arizona in receiving last year.
If you're Houston, you're going to continue to play man-to-man on the outside and commit more guys to the box. You want to force Brandon Dawkins to beat you with his arm. And right now, in his first couple plays in his drive, that's what he's doing.
Dawkins now 11 for 17, 129. No touchdowns, no interceptions. He did turn it over on a fumble forced by Oliver. Hands off here to J.J. Taylor, the freshman. Might get a yard as Oliver wraps him up quickly.
Oliver showing his redirect. He gets upfield and realizes, wait, the ball carrier's behind me, spins back around and makes a play. It's just, with every play, you watch Ed Oliver and he shows you something different. Shows you something special. And that time, that last play, him redirecting and making a play on the ball carrier.
Trying to figure out what he can't do. That's the mission tonight. Another completion. Gain of 9 for Tony Ellison, the junior out of Granite Bay, California. Had a career day last week against Northern Arizona with 5 catches, 79 yards, and a touchdown. It's third and manageable now for the Cats.
And this is a third down in which, if I'm Houston, I'm bringing pressure.
60 yards so far in this drive for the Cats, trying to convert on third down. Dawkins taking a shot at the end zone. Has Poindexter there. Did he catch it? No. Incomplete. Poindexter was out of bounds. Isaiah Johnson, number 14 on the coverage for Houston. Poindexter was out of the back of the end zone. Fourth down.
You mentioned it, Clay. Major Applewhite was excited to see Isaiah Johnson, the former wide receiver, converted to defensive back, and that time making a play in the back of the end zone.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's just a good job by the cornerback, Isaiah Johnson, who actually had, I thought, simultaneous control, where how can you say that the receiver had full control of it when also Isaiah Johnson, he had a part of the football as well, and he didn't complete the end of the process of the catch.
Fast review by Fred Gallagher, our replay official. So they're going to go for it on fourth down, 9th play of the drive. Dawkins to the air again, has a man wide open at the 20. Caught for a first down by Ellison, and the Cats stay alive on this series.
Oh, that's a huge fourth down. You go for it, and you make it. Ellison just wide open there. I think it was a miscommunication in the back end for Houston. Now, if you're Arizona, take a shot at the end zone. You did it before, almost came down with a touchdown. Try to take another shot.
Let's see if they do. First down and 10 from the 17 of Houston. They don't throw it, they run it. And nowhere to go. Matthew Adams, the linebacker, number 9, throwing Taylor hard down to the turf. Second down and 1. That is complete. That is Poindexter, who had that no catch in the back of the end zone moments ago. Close to the first down.
And Isaiah Johnson, the corner who just made the great play in the back of the end zone, missing a tackle on that last play.
Dawkins, and he's got it there. First down goal to go for Arizona.
Now you get inside the 5, right around the 5-yard line. You need points here. I don't know if you throw the football. You lean on what you've done over the first couple weeks of the season, which is run the football. Last week, over 500 yards rushing against Northern Arizona. You keep this football, I think, in the hands of your quarterback. He's an extension of your running game.
Zach Green in the backfield. He'll get the handoff, immediately wrapped up by Ed Oliver and the rest of the Cougars front. It's going to be a gain of just 1 yard, second down, goal to go. Just over 3 minutes to go here in the third.
Yeah, you're pretty stout up the middle and inside those tackles with Ed Oliver there. So you have to attack the perimeter. That's why I'm saying use your quarterback here. This is where you fake the inside run and try to get to the outside or throw a screen pass. But I think that's what they're looking at. They have the look that they want. And I got one-on-one on the outside. I'm going to try to throw it to my receiver.
14th play of the drive. Dawkins on the keeper. Able to keep control of the football. Oliver, another tackle as he's stopped at the 4-yard line. Third down, goal to go. And Dawkins shaken up a little bit.
Yeah, he's your extension of the run game, but you go third down here. I don't know if I want to pass it here, or maybe you think about passing it. Just look at the situation, look at the box, and a name that we have not called enough. Cedric Peterson, Tony Ellison.
Big play. Third down, goal to go. Dawkins looking to the end zone, rolling out, throws, and a man wide open. And he overthrew it to Tony Ellison, incomplete. Fourth down. Again, Dawkins high, Kirk. We've seen it so many times the last couple of weeks. I'm sure Rich Rod has seen it enough.
Yeah, that's a touchdown. That's points. And I just mentioned you got to find a way to get the ball to Peterson or Ellison. That time, he's wide open. I mean, that's points again. And
this is a 21-yard attempt for Josh Pollock, and it's good. So Arizona's able to get something out of it, but certainly a big missed opportunity for the Arizona Wildcats here, Kirk.
Missed opportunity. He had the throw. Those are points, and you need those points. Need them.
Arizona junior quarterback Brandon Dawkins dejected over on that sideline. He knows he had a touchdown a couple of times maybe for Arizona that didn't manifest itself.
It's missed opportunities. And in the game is this close, you need those plays. That's how you lose football games, when you don't capitalize when the play is there to be made.
Houston backed up 5, first down 15 from the 20. Good run for Dylan Burden. Bring up second down and 7. How about Indians manager Terry Francona doing a great job with Cleveland, former Arizona Wildcat. On the run, Burden struggles to get back across the 30-yard line. It's going to bring up third down.
Bringing a little of that heat to the Indians right now. They're on fire right now. On fire.
Terry Francona helped Arizona win the College World Series back in 1980.
You win 17 in a row. You feel like you can win them all, Clay.
They are unstoppable right now, it would seem. Let's see if Houston can be stopped on this third down and 4. Allen with a good pitch and catch. Caught at the 35-yard line by Dunbar. Leans ahead for the first down. That's a gain of 7 as the Cougars are able to move the chains.
Oh, terrific body catch by Stephen Dunbar, 6'3", 202. He just runs a little quick in.
And so far, the Cougars have a lead through 3 quarters. Back in Tucson for the 4th in a moment. Kyle Allen in his first start as the Houston quarterback, 222, touchdown, a pick. Ed Oliver has been unstoppable. A forced fumble, blocked a field goal. Brandon Dawkins, 176 through the air, but the running game of Arizona has been kept in check by the Houston D.
Yeah, Houston doing a terrific job of just forcing Arizona to do something that they're just not accustomed to doing.
And that is intercepted. Arizona with the takeaway. Lorenzo Burns with the pickoff. And may have jinxed Kyle Allen there.
You may have jinxed him, but I don't know if it's a bad throw by the quarterback, but I tell you, his receiver didn't help him out either. I mean, that's just also a bad route. So you have quarterback in his first game in this offense, and then you have a receiver I thought just didn't fight for the football. That was a lazy route, I believe, where when we take a look at it, you got to come back and fight for that football. You got to. That can help out your quarterback because he throws this on the line, but the receiver falls down. And if you fall down, That's how you get a pass intercepted. I thought Dunbar, if he completes his route, sticks a foot back, and comes back and gets that, that's a perfect pass.
And Rich Rodriguez has seen enough of Brandon Dawkins. Khalil Tate is in the game now for Arizona at quarterback. And he is going to be complete on his first pass attempt. Caught at the 49-yard line by the tight end Bryce Wolma. So Dawkins apparently has been benched. At least that's the way it looks. Khalil Tate, the sophomore out of Inglewood, California, was injured last week. Landed hard on his right shoulder in the third quarter against Northern Arizona. Had to come out of the game, but apparently is okay to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll see if he can capitalize on the Houston turnover. Tate is complete to Shun Brown.
I think he dropped that.
No, he did drop it. Had it and lost it.
Yeah, that was a late drop. I thought he had it, secured it, and then bounces off. See, there's one thing when you catch with your hands, but that time you allow the football to get into your body, and that's what happens. You got pads there, so if that ball hits off the pads, it'll bounce back, and that time Brown not securing the football in completion.
Brown has had a pretty good second half otherwise. 3rd down and 6. New quarterback in there for Arizona. Tate straight drop back. Now he wants to run, find some operating room here on the near side. Lowers his shoulder, picks up some extra yardage. That's an inspiring run. Isaiah Johnson got plowed over by Khalil Tate, and this Tucson crowd is appreciative of the effort.
Yeah, 14-on-14 crime, meaning number 14 in blue running over number 14 in white, and that's you got to make that play. But look at the guy who makes the play at the end, who flashes down at the end of the play. You know, you missed the tackle here, it's okay, but watch number 10, watch Ed Oliver coming in there, making a play. That's hustle points. It won't show up in the stat sheet, but that's how he makes plays.
Khalil Tate, the sophomore who played in 7 games last year as a 17-year-old, running the offense for Arizona. This is Taylor spinning out of a potential loss in the backfield to pick up maybe a yard on first down. DeJuan Hines, the senior linebacker, making the tackle again.
If I see another play where number 10 is in the end shot, meaning that when the play's over, number 10, Ed Oliver, is somewhere near the ball carrier. That time, you can get away from some other players on the defense, but you're not getting away from number 10.
Dawkins back on the sideline with his helmet off. Tate is going to keep it himself. Behind a block, gets to the outside, inside the 25, and then brought down by Garrett Davis. Gain of 3. They'll bring up 3rd down and fairly long here for Arizona. Down 6 as we go under 9 minutes to play here on the next snap.
And if I'm Mark D'Onofrio, the defensive coordinator for Houston here, I'm going to bring the house. I want Tate to show me he can throw the football. A similar skill set to Brandon Dawkins, but you want to force and see if he could beat me with your arm. I'm bringing some extra pressure here. Keep him inside the pocket.
Tate from the gun, looking to the right, throws well behind his intended receiver. That was Tony Ellison. And so now it's 4th down, decision time for Rich Rod.
Yeah, you still got to go for it here. Unless they run the field goal unit out.
They're going to attempt.
It's a long field goal.
A field goal. And Pollock, a field goal kicker, went 9 of 14 last year. Will attempt from 42 on this one. And good for Josh Pollock. Arizona has to settle for 3 again, but they inch closer. And that last field goal by Josh Pollock from 42 yards out, a consolation prize for Arizona after the interception by Burns. They've got the ball back in the hands of the Wildcats. They pull to within 3 with 8.5 to go.
But Khalil Tate over there grabbing his shoulder a little bit after taking a hit on that last drive.
Kyle Allen goes back to work. He has thrown a couple of interceptions tonight. He hands off to Dylan Burton for a pickup of 5. Kyle Allen, 185 yards passing and a touchdown in the first half. Second half, the 2 picks stand out.
Well, I think the big pick was, still he's learning this offense. And if I'm Major Applewhite, I'm bringing Kyle Allen over and say, I need a drive here. Let's go get points. You get a drive here, score, get 7. You can put this game away.
Another run. This time it's Catalan. Bring up 3rd down and 1.
Getting into 3rd and manageable. Use your running game. Get the 1st down. This is a chain-moving type of drive.
Going to throw it. And good defensive play. No gain. Jace Whitaker, number 17, the Arizona corner, with a big stop there after that catch by Bonner.
Yeah, this is just looking at the box, and you're saying, okay, I got man-to-man on the outside. I'll throw it to my right receiver, but I don't like that call. If you're Kyle Allen, you check that, you run that, you get the 1st down, and you move forward. The running game has been giving you 2-3 yards a pop, and you throw that pass out there, now you're punting back to an offense that has a ton of life right now.
Arizona has it, down 3. Under 7 minutes to go here in Tucson when we come back. Clay Matvick, former San Diego State Aztec. Kirk Morrison back here at Arizona Stadium in Tucson. 19-16, Houston leading. 6:50 to go here in the 4th quarter. Arizona has it, 1st down and 10. And the quarterback is complete for a 1st down. Khalil Tate to Bryce Wolma. Khalil Tate has come in to replace Brandon Dawkins here in the 4th quarter. Dawkins has made a lot of mistakes tonight, and Rich Rod just got fed up with it.
Yeah, he got fed up just not hitting the wide open guy. And that time you bring in Khalil Tate, you bring in a guy and say, look, he's given us a spark. You got to continue to go with Tate, especially for the rest of this game, maybe for the rest of the season.
He'll throw to the outside. Upended is the receiver. Another good open field tackle. Cedric Peterson completely taken off his feet by Jeremy Winchester, the corner. Gain of 3, 2nd down.
Yeah, but if you're Khalil Tate, you're going to have to win this game with your arm, and you're down 3 points. Look, you got a great field goal kicker that's been pretty accurate today outside of the blocked 1 miss, but you've made field goals. So it's about getting in field goal range, not taking the wrong chance, making the right play, the right chance.
Under 6 minutes to go. 2nd down and 7 for Arizona. Tate will give to J.J. Taylor. Not much. 3rd down and about 6.
Right into the arms of Ed Oliver.
Yep. Another tackle for Oliver. He has been a menace tonight. Arizona trying to win despite poor play from the quarterback and having to face Oliver in that Houston defense. Tate dancing, spinning, still looking downfield. He's going to tuck. He's got the 1st down. Khalil Tate taking a page out of Brandon Dawkins' running book, and he gets the 1st down.
Yeah, this is what Khalil Tate has. This is his skill set. He's going to run around. He's going to make plays. He's going to buy time. I mean, he doesn't even keep his eyes downfield. He's already trying to run. It's his first option was taken away. He's taking it down. He's trying to run. If you're Houston, you got to look about spying Khalil Tate.
Tate again on the run. He'll get 3 this time and walk out of bounds. Talked about it before, Kirk. He did get some playing time last year as a 17-year-old, a freshman. He got some starts. An underwhelming start against USC last year, but this is a different Khalil Tate now. He's had a complete offseason to prep for his sophomore year. This is a more mature guy than we saw last year.
Yeah, a lot more mature. And you look at the situation where this offense needs him. This offense needs him to pick it up a little bit. And I think the faith from his sideline over there shows you that they think he can get the job done.
He throws a strike to the 31. His tight end Wolma makes the catch. A gain of 10, and Arizona will move the chains again.
And you mentioned it, he's moving the chains. He's got this offense moving. He's got the offense going. And I think with each completion, you can see his confidence growing and growing. I think if you're Rich Rodriguez, you got to stay with this hot hand. And Khalil Tate.
5 for 7 now passing is Khalil Tate. 222 through the air for the Wildcats. It's not a bad number for a team that has really struggled to pass in recent years. But now that one is intercepted. Garrett Davis stepping in front. Did he make the pick? Yes, he did. Garrett Davis with a huge takeaway for the Cougars to get the football back with 3:49 to go.
If you're Houston, you knew how Khalil Tate was going to have to beat you.
First down.
He was going to have to make a play with his arm, and that time he waited too long. Just the timing off. And that time that ball was just undercut. It's just when you're late, this is what happens. You're late with the football, and Garrett Davis just undercut that one. Playing zone. And remember, they're going to spy Khalil Tate now. He's shown the ability to run the ball. But you want to say, look, show me you can pass it. Pass it against me. And that's not where Khalil Tate is at, I think, right now in his maturation in his sophomore season.
And now Houston needs to sustain a drive and work some clock. Duke Catalan keeps it on the ground, and he bursts into the secondary. Out across the 45, out at the 46. A gain of 26 for Catalan.
If I'm Major Applewhite, you're telling your team, let's try to play an elementary game called keep away. Look, that right side of that offensive line for Houston, get two pullers, Rogers, Oliver. Get those guys pulling out front. And you're going to run the ball. You're playing keep away. You're not allowing Arizona to get this ball back, and I don't put it in the air. I let my run game take over.
That's what they do. They keep it in Catalan's hands. He'll get maybe a couple. Tony Fields on the stop, and a timeout called for by Arizona. Rich Rod uses his first timeout. Rich Rodriguez has had a tough night over there. He has been hot under the collar all night, especially because of the quarterback play.
Yeah, inconsistency. And you need consistent play from your quarterback to hit the wide open man, not make mistakes. And there are some ill-advised mistakes. We were just talking about, you know, the dropped snap from Brandon Dawkins. But if I'm Houston, I'm running behind the right side of my offensive line. Ty Rogers, 51, the senior, 6'5", 302. And we always talk about Ed Oliver, but there's another Oliver actually on the Houston Cougars. It's his brother, Marcus, the senior right guard. And if you want to lean on somebody, I'm leaning on my two senior offensive linemen on that right side to bring this game home.
Allen, the inside handoff. Dylan Burton, and the senior stopped at the 49-yard line. Arizona calling another timeout. Arizona has to make a play here. That's going to be short of the first down. Burton knocked down. Fourth down for Houston.
Third and final timeout.
And Arizona uses its last timeout with 3:02 to go.
Please reset the game clock to 3:06.
Dane Roy to punt. Arizona could use a special teams play. They're not going to get an opportunity as this one sails into the end zone.
Looks like Dawkins.
It's surprising, quite honestly.
I think it's surprising more because it shouldn't be too surprising, because Dawkins can throw. I think Khalil Tate has shown so far that he's not the passer yet. So you got to go with the more experienced passer, and that's Dawkins for Arizona.
I think it's safe to say that Rodriguez doesn't like his options really either way, and that is incomplete. Shun Brown, the intended receiver. That pass from Dawkins again, a little behind.
Yeah, you got to lead your receiver just a little bit. Get the ball out in front. Allow him to catch it and run. Remember, you got to understand how tall Shun Brown is. He's only a 5'9", 177-pound receiver, so he's not going to be able to adjust the body and come all the way back. Put it out in front of him, let him catch and run.
Again, Arizona out of timeouts. Second down and 10. Dawkins has time to throw this time. Fires it out to the flat to Johnson. Johnson hit for a loss. And now it's third down and long, and Arizona has no way to stop the clock. Khalil Williams, another great tackle for Houston.
It's almost to a point where you saw Brandon Dawkins come back on the field, and I just think his offense does not have confidence in their quarterback. I really just don't see it.
Dawkins will heave. High throw again, incomplete. 4th down. Ed Oliver, great pressure, knocked Dawkins down, and comes down to this for Arizona.
Yeah, just no confidence, I think, from the quarterback right now. And I mentioned it. It's 1,000, 1,000. You better get rid of the ball because there's number 10 bearing down. Ed Oliver making a big impact throughout this football game. And another situation here on 4th down for Arizona. I'm finding where number 10 is.
Wildcats need the 30-yard line. Dawkins flushed, chased, steps up, and he is going to be well short. Houston will take over on downs at the 23-yard line of Arizona.
And look who was there to clean up. I mean, coming into this game, you knew that Ed Oliver was the premier player. He was our star player, our impact player to watch. But you talk about a guy who's given everything he's got. He said, this was my opportunity. This was my game. I couldn't wait for it. He's been waiting a couple weeks, and all the chaos we talked about in Houston, Hurricane Harvey, he finally said, look, I just want to have my opportunity to go play. And he's been all over the field, nonstop, sideline to sideline, and a young man's going to sleep well tonight, I tell you that.
And now Houston will keep it on the ground, play it conservative here, as Arizona has no way to stop the clock. The run picks up a handful. It'll be 2nd down. We want you to donate to the American Red Cross. So many people still in need after Hurricane Harvey in Texas. Irma bearing down on Florida as we speak. This Houston team has been through so much in the last few weeks. Their season opener here tonight. It's been a battle. They're trying to get out of the desert with a win.
Yeah, you mentioned, you know, what they've kind of been through over the last couple weeks.
The run inside the 15.
And it had training camp, and then the hurricane hits, and they were forced to relocate down to Austin. And so you have already a long training camp if you're a Houston Cougar, and you spend 7 days, 6 nights over in Austin practicing, hotels, meetings, and that's a lot on a young man to see this and all the relief efforts. And
yeah,
a lot of these guys talking about what it means to the community.
It's just been devastating, devastating. The run. The Cougars this time, Dylan Burden. 1st down, and the Houston Cougars are going to be able to claim a victory here in what is their season opener after last week's game was canceled. Major Applewhite will get win number 1 as head coach of the Houston Cougars after 2 very successful years as the program's offensive coordinator. It's now his team. And they will look to compete in a very tough American Conference West. And despite only 2 points on that safety here in the 2nd half, Houston will hold on to get the win. 19-16, and Rich Rod in Arizona, you just wonder where it goes from here after a really tough night, especially at quarterback.
They're going to make some decisions this week. Big decision this week in Arizona, who's going to be the quarterback, but I think they found one in Houston, in Kyle Allen. His first start, he gets a win as a Houston Cougar.
The Arizona native gets it done at quarterback. Major Applewhite very happy. 19-16 the final. For Kirk Morrison, I'm Clay Matvick. We say so long from Tucson.